Welcome once again to Cupertino High School in Cupertino, California, where tonight we have the championship game of the preseason basketball tournament, the Cupertino Shootout. Tonight it's the powerful Bellarmine Bells, fresh off their blowout victory over Homestead 64-20, taking on the Mountain View Spartans, who are going to need to play their A++ game if they're going to pull off the miracle upset. Tonight they came off a narrow victory over Cupertino last night, a final of 57-54. Once again, with my broadcast partner, James Brewer, I am Andrew Ferry. Glad you could join us tonight. This should be an interesting contest in terms of contrasting styles. Mountain View really wants to push it, shoot a lot of threes, and get a lot of transition points, while Bellarmine wants to play the more slow down, grind you out, and play excellent defense type of game.
All right, well, we'll tell you that this game is brought to you by KMVT's All Sports presenting sponsors, the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMP doctor today. And by the Menkes Clinic. The Menkes Clinic staff can help you look healthy, natural, and rejuvenated. The Menkes Clinic, helping you take care of the skin you are in.
Why choose our clinic for your cosmetic rejuvenation? Well, you can trust that we will uphold all the principles our clinic was founded on. We only offer the state-of-the-art technologies and procedures that are as safe as possible and that have proven to result in a natural-looking result. So in the end, you will look like yourself, only younger. We believe in comprehensive follow-up with our doctors to ensure we are involved every step of the way.
I was at a fire department training and I had these shooting pains when they just shot right up into my temples. I went to Palo Alto Medical to follow up with my doctor. He found a heart murmur. It turned out to be an aortic aneurysm, which would have killed me had he not caught it. I don't really like going to the doctor, but I truly like going and seeing the guy. He's a great doctor and he saved my life.
Welcome back here to Cupertino High School, ready to get this championship game underway. The heavily favored Bellarmine Bells were wearing their road dark blue jerseys with navy blue numerals and trim, while the hometown Mountain View Spartans, or the home team for this game, Mountain View, wearing their home white jerseys with black and gold numerals and trim. We are underway. Tip one by Bellarmine. Inside is McHugh, who missed. McHugh follows it up and scores, and it's quickly 2-0 Bellarmine. 2-0 in favor of the Bells. Just like that, Watanabe into the front court, guarded by Mendy. Watanabe bounces it to Wang. Wang has it, looks over to Watanabe, pump fakes, and he traveled.
Ooh.
So some early game jitters shown by Watanabe right there.
I'd be intimidated if the other team's logos look this good. You know, if their uniforms look that good, imagine how well they play.
Here's Blair Mendy, their starting point guard, bouncing it to O'Hara. Now outside to McHugh, back to O'Hara. O'Hara backing in, spinning, turning, baseline, jumper's good for Jack O'Hara, and it's quickly 4-0. Ball gets lost in the concession area for a moment, so that's why we have the whistle with 7:16 to go in the first quarter. Now full court pressure.
It's only got a little nacho cheese on it. It's fine.
Here's Nick Wang, guarded by McHugh in the backcourt. Wang into the front court, double team comes. He picks up his dribble over to Collins. Collins will take the three, got it! And that makes it 4-3 in favor of Bellarmine. Back comes Mendy. Mendy against the 2-3 zone, over to Vermeer. Outside, it swung from Goodrow to McHugh. Out top, Mendy. Mendy inside to Goodrow. Bouncing in, his jump hook no good. Gets it back. Had it poked away, gets it back, and throws it away. Watanabe to steal. Watanabe accelerates. Watanabe into the front court is a little jitterbug. Feeds Wang for three. Off the front rim, and Vermeer clears, who threw it away. Back-to-back turnovers for Bellarmine, and it will be Mountain View basketball.
Can't have those turnovers.
Yeah, those are just killer. I mean, they're not even, nothing Mountain View was doing. The first one was forced, but that one, nothing Mountain View did force that turnover. It's just a miscommunication between Vermeer and Mendy. Yeah. Here's Watanabe. Watanabe, Kastner. Kastner with it. Over to Yanaga. Yanaga pump fakes. Yanaga steps back, not sure what he wants to do, hounded out top, and a pass goes out of bounds off of Watanabe. It will be Bellarmine basketball.
Good defense.
So Goodrow inbounds to Mendy. Mendy into the front court. Mendy pounds the dribble between the legs over to McHugh, right wing. Steps back, over Goodrow for three, off the front rim, no good. Good box out and rebound by Mountain View. Collins rebounds and a foul called on Mendy.
Yeah, you can't, if you're behind a player, you can't try and reach in front of them towards the ball. You're going to be called for a foul in some way.
So after the foul on Mendy is first, and the first team foul on Bellarmine, Wang will throw it in for Mountain View. So far, so good. 2 minutes in, Mountain View's held their own, only down one. There's Watanabe bouncing it to Yanaga. Yanaga pounds the dribble over to Wang, open for three. Backroom no. And the rebound for Mendy. Mendy quickly headman pass over to Vermeer. His pass deflected and it goes out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say Mountain View basketball.
What a bullet pass from Mendy, oh my.
That was clearly deflected.
I don't, what is that call?
Wow. No, neither official
Folks,
saw it.
this is going to be way obvious.
Yeah.
That ball obviously tipped.
Look, clearly tipped. Not close. But Mountain View is going to need to catch those breaks if they expect to pull off the upset. Here is Wang. Wang backs it away. Castro pump fakes on the three. Drives baseline. Floats one up. Got it blocked. Rebound tipped out. Collins open three. Off the back rim. No good. Mendy skies for the rebound. Mendy accelerates behind the back. Mendy stutter steps. Mendy backs away and gets it to Goodrow. Swings it to Vermeer. Vermeer holds. Guarded by Collins. Feeds high post to Goodrow. Goodrow lobs it into O'Hara. Fumbled the pass, gets it back. Pump faking is Vermeer. Vermeer into the paint. Floats one up off the back rim, no good. O'Hara gets it back. O'Hara puts it up off glass, no good. Goodrow follow, no. And it still is. Castro clears. And 4 chances at the basket at the time, not one fell. Watanabe pull up three. Off the back rim, no good. Both teams have shot the ball cold to begin this game. Up ahead, McHugh. All the way to basket. Goes in and finishes. 6-3 Bellarmine. Timeout or no timeout. Inadvertent whistle, apparently. Now a timeout called by Mountain View. With 4:37 to go, first quarter, 6-3 Bells.
KMVT Sports would like to thank our presenting sponsors, Home Instead Senior Care. Home Instead provides the personalized in-home care your loved one needs. Home Instead, to them, it's personal. And the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network. Choose your PAMP doctor today.
So, with 4:37 to go in the first quarter, it is 6-3 in favor of Bellarmine. But Mountain View has done a really good job, I think, so far, controlling Bellarmine defensively, not letting them to do what they want to do, forcing missed shots. They have given up some offensive rebounds, but they need to continue to play that solid first shot defense, and they'll have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, it's been a good defensive showing for Mountain View so far, and not a good rebounding showing.
Kastner gets the inbound as we're back to action following the Spartan timeout. Here's Watanabe around a screen. Now passes to Yanaga. Yanaga holds over to Wang around a screen. Pump fakes. Stops the foul line. Yanaga will take the three and bury it. Tied at 6. Quickly up the court goes Mendy. Mendy against this 2-3 zone. Between the legs dribble. Up top is Goodrow. Swings it to McHugh. McHugh holds. Tied post to O'Hara. Back to McHugh. McHugh with the dribble into the paint. Floats one up. Off the back rim, no good, but a foul's called. They're going to get who on the foul? It's going to be Nick Wang. Wang's first, and the first team foul on the Spartans of the half. So in the 6-6 all, McHugh to the line trying to give Bellarmine the lead again. First free throw, it rams in for McHugh. It makes it 7-6 Bellarmine. Checking in for the first time for the Bells is number 24, Jackson Jean, replacing Griffin Goodrow. Jean, the first substitute in this game for either team. Mountain View generally will only play 6 or 7 players, so they're not very deep. Bellarmine most likely will play 8, 9, or 10, so they're a bit deeper than Mountain View. There's the second free throw, and that's a perfect swish this time from McHugh. 8-6 in favor of the Bells. Now a three-quarter court trap, 1-2-2 look for Bellarmine. Watanabe's long pass is caught by Yanaga. Yanaga splits the double team and gets it to Watanabe again. Watanabe wants to slow things down. He passes left wing to Wang, up top Collins. Collins swings to Yanaga, bouncing it to Kastner. Is double team and it's deflected and taken away by McHugh. McHugh around, crosses, traveled, no call, and will make the basket. It's now 10-6. He traveled and they didn't call it. Bellarmine gets away with one there, maybe a makeup call perhaps. There's Watanabe to Wang, over to Collins. Swings to Yanaga, pump fakes. Yanaga to Collins. Collins over to Wang. Wang to Collins. Collins back to Wang. Will take the three. Rim it home. 10-9 in favor of Bellarmine.
That was
In
nice.
the front court goes Mendy.
Nice shot.
Yeah, that was a good-looking shot by Wang. John over to McHugh. McHugh looks over to Vermeer, swings it to Mendy. Mendy jab step, up top John. John back to Mendy. Mendy looks over to John. John to Vermeer. Vermeer holds. Now around the screen, they want to reset. 14 to shoot. High post to O'Hara. O'Hara hands off Mendy. Mendy to the basket, left hand layup's good. And it's 12-9 in favor of Bellarmine. 3-point deficit facing the Spartans right now. 2:40 and counting to go in this fast-paced, fast-moving first quarter. Collins with it, away from the basket. Looking for Yanaga, swings it to Wang. Wang back to Yanaga. Yanaga holds. Yanaga looks and gives it to Wang. Wang back to Yanaga, pump fakes. Wang to Kastner, and we have a whistle away from the ball and a holding foul called on Bellarmine. Who do they get? It's going to be on Blair Mendy, his first and the second team foul on the Bells. Griffin Goodrow returns now, replacing Mendy for the Bells. Out of bounds underneath their own basket for Wang. Wang holds and gives it to Collins. Collins to Yanaga. Yanaga holds, and his pass deflected, nearly stolen. Out of bounds off of Vermeer. It will stay with the Spartans, 31 on the shot clock.
Be interesting to see what sort of inbounds play Mountain View will use on this one.
So here's Wang. He'll inbound to Kastner. It swung over to Yanaga. Pump fakes on a three. Over to Watanabe. He has a good look for three. That almost banked in, and rebound to Goodrow, who passed it to nobody. Thrown out of bounds, and it will be Mountain View basketball. So far, so good if you're a Spartan fan, as there's John McAllister checking back in. Or checking in for the first time for the Spartans, and he replaces Nathan Yanaga. McAllister will inbound to Watanabe. They want to run Q43, as it says on the flash card. Wang with it, over to Kastner. Kastner right wing. He shovels it to Wang. Wang holds. Back to Kastner around a screen for three. Off the back rim, no good. Wang tipped it out of bounds, so it'll be Bellarmine basketball. Now, checking in for the first time will be Jack Fortis, and he'll replace Jack O'Hara. So Fortis in for the first time with a McHugh, Jean, Goodrow, and Vermeer for Bellarmine. And now goes to Jackson John, who jogs in the front court against the extended 2-3 zone. Now Vermeer, high post to Fortis. Fortis looks over to Goodrow, and he traveled. That time they did call Bellarmine for traveling. And with 100 seconds to go, first quarter, it's 12-9 Bells.
Well, Jack went in, Jack went out, and Jackson got the ball. Where's Jill? I don't know.
And Watanabe into the front court as we wind down in this first quarter. Watanabe pounding the dribble over to Collins. Great pass inside Wang, who lays it in. Nick Wang on the excellent feed from Dylan Collins, and it's a one-point game into the front court. Back Jean, swings Goodrow to Vermeer. Vermeer, back three for McHugh. Off the back rim, no good. And all of a sudden, Mountain View can take the lead as that rebound was gathered in by McAllister. Pulling up, a three for the lead. Way off the mark by Watanabe. Vermeer clears. Vermeer brings it up. Nearly lost the dribble. Now up good top, Goodrow. Lobbed it into Fortis. Catches, pump fake, goes up and scores down the left. Makes it 14-11. Bellarmine, 53 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Into the front court goes Watanabe. Watanabe guarded by Jean. Over to Wang. He's checked by McHugh. Wang around a screen, steps back. Bounce pass to McAllister. McAllister looks, bounces it to Wang. Wang pulls up out about three to McAllister, who dropped the ball, but it was deflected out. It will be Mountain View basketball, 14 to shoot.
Bellarmine's doing a great job stopping the Mountain View team right here.
Yeah, they are having lots of ball pressure. so far today. McAllister inbounds to Collins. Now they have to think about taking a shot soon. 10 to shoot. Wang with it. Over to Kastner with 7. Kastner to Wang with 5. Over to Collins on the screen with 3. Step back, contested deep 2. Almost baked it in. And rebound to Goodrow, who gets it to Jean. Jean accelerates into the front court. Jean to Goodrow, who swings it to Vermeer. They'll hold for the final shot. Vermeer with 7. Vermeer crosses over with 5. Spins into the paint. Fleener won't go, but he got fouled.
Nice move right there with the spin move, trying to get into the lane, and he was fouled.
So that's John McAllister called for the foul.
And now you'll see it on the telescreen. He drives, he spins, and does a nice move right there.
McAllister gets called for his first foul and the second team foul on Mountain View. As Vermeer makes the first free throw, makes it 15-11 bells. But I think all in all in this first quarter, if you're the Mountain View head coach, you've got to be thrilled that your team has been able to stay in it with Bellarmine through the first 8 minutes. That rims out the second free throw. Kastner gets it to Watanabe. Overhead, Wang for 3 at the horn. Rims out. He almost got it to go at the buzzer. And that ends the first quarter. A back and forth first quarter that sees, after 8 minutes of play, Bellarmine leading Mountain View for the championship 15-11.
Ever since Dad died, taking care of Mom is overwhelming. I can't do it on my own.
Sure, my mother needs me, but I just want to be a daughter again.
Mom wants to stay in her home, but needs more help than ever. It just can't be me all the time.
Struggling to care for an aging parent? You're not alone. Learn how Home Instead Senior Care can provide the personalized in-home care your loved one needs. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.
He's James Brewer. I'm Andrew Ferry. Glad you could join us for this championship game here tonight at Cupertino High School with Bellarmine leading Mountain View 15-11 so far as we start the second quarter. McAllister has it for the Spartans. McAllister around a screen from Kastner. McAllister over to Wang, who gets it to Watanabe, open for 3. Got it! You cannot leave him alone. He will kill you if you do that. And they lead it by 1 now. There's Vermeer over to Goodrow, gets it to McHugh. McHugh, high post to Fortis. Fortis outside John. Over to, that is Vermeer. Vermeer pump fakes on a 3. Thought about him again. Over to McHugh. He'll take the 3. Off the front rim. No good. Rebound Collins. And he gets it ahead to Watanabe. Watanabe accelerates on the back dribble. Almost out of control. Will slow things down. Pick it up and get it to Wang. Wang dribbles over to Collins. Back to Wang. Pump fakes on the 3. Now over to Watanabe. Watanabe will back it out. Watanabe wants to reset, over to Collins. Collins bouncing it to Wang. Wang back to Collins, pump fakes, over to Kastner. Kastner with the dribble, looks over to Collins for a 3, off the back rim, no good. Kastner skies for the board, pump fake, goes up and scores!
Woo.
And Mountain View takes their first lead of the game by 1.
Nice move.
That was an excellent move by Kastner. He's come to play tonight. There's Goodrow spinning, looking, over to Vermeer left wing. Vermeer, high post to Fortis. Hands off back to Vermeer. Drives, kicks to McHugh. Swung to Fortis. Out to Vermeer for 3. Off the back rim, no good. And McAllister, the good box out. And the rebound. Over to Watanabe. Watanabe, stutter steps. His pass almost stolen. Collins gets it. But stutters all the way to the basket. Had it partially blocked. Still loose. And brought in by Fortis. Over to Jean. Jean into the front court. Jean dribbles. And a timeout called by Bellarmine as Mendy and O'Hara will return for the Bells.
Well, we'll take this break to tell you that KMVT Sports would like to thank our presenting sponsor, the Minkish Clinic, for their generous support of the high school sports programming, and Home Instead Senior Care for their continued support.
6:07 to go until halftime, and all of a sudden, Mountain View has scored the first 5 points of this quarter, and they lead it 16-15. Now, Bellarmine has gone a little bit away from what they like to do, and I think they need to get back to what they do best by getting the ball inside and playing inside out. They've kind of settled for lots of jump shots here to begin the game, or begin the second quarter.
Yeah, they need to drive into the lane more, for sure.
Here's Mendy off the inbound pass as we approach 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Mendy up top to Goodrow. Swings it to Vermeer. Vermeer up top to Jean. They're down by 1. First time trailing all tournament. Inside is O'Hara. O'Hara floats one in the lane, no good. And a foul is called over the back on Jack O'Hara. So O'Hara's first, and just the third team foul on Bellarmine. But wow, Mountain View's defense has been excellent so far today. Into the front court, walks Watanabe, guarded by Mendy. Watanabe with the left-hand dribble, pump fakes. His bad pass is stolen by Goodrow. Goodrow into the front court, slows it down, hands off O'Hara. O'Hara to the basket, pulls over Kastner. They'll count the basket and the foul.
That was brutal. He shouldn't have tried that.
Let's see. It was awfully close. I think it could have gone either way.
You can see right here, he doesn't really get his feet planted, though. He made a jump step, and then his left foot was on his toes.
It did look like a good call.
That's why they did that. And what's going on right here?
It's now supposed to be 17-16 Bellarmine because the basket counts. And Jack O'Hara will be at the line shooting 1. O'Hara now with 4 points on the game so far.
Did he shoot it in so well that it didn't even splash or anything?
I don't know. He's unable to convert the three-point play, though. Kastner the rebound, and so Bellarmine back in front by 1. A seesaw battle here in the first half. Crossing over is Watanabe. Gets in the front court over to Collins. Back to Watanabe. Watanabe holds about 30 feet from the basket, maybe 35 feet. Here's Wang over to McAllister. Swings to Collins. He'll take the three. Got it. They have some sharpshooters that play for the Spartans. And they lead by 2. Back the other way. Mendy accelerating left-hand lane won't go. Kastner the rebound. When Watanabe traveled on the catch. Vermeer did a nice job of stepping in there and forcing the travel.
Nice. Very good job.
5:02 to go in the second quarter. And Mendy will inbound for Bellarmine following the turnover. Inbound to O'Hara. Back to Mendy. Around a screen. Mendy stutter steps back. Had it stolen. It's still loose. Collins has it. Collins bounces it to Watanabe for 3. Off the back rim, no good. And Mendy rebounds. Mendy clears his pass to Vermeer. Nearly got stolen. Now Mendy over to Goodrow. Tried a dangerous pass into John. Added block. And it was foul on Kastner. That's the second on Kastner. And Jackson John will be at the line shooting 2. Second foul on Kastner already. 4th team foul.
Well, at least he fouled him hard, so that way he couldn't get the shot up.
First free throw, no good by Jean. We'll get another. Sluggish start at the free throw line so far for the Bells.
The first one is just a warm-up.
He adjusts and connects on the second free throw. 19-18 now in favor of Mountain View. 4:40, clock isn't running. Now they start the clock. Collins with it. Collins back to Watanabe. Watanabe with the dribble, crosses, gets trapped over to Wang, back to Collins, swung nicely to McAllister. McAllister nearly traveled over to Collins, swung, it's around to Castro, good ball, Watanabe swings to McAllister for 3, got it. They are stroking the life out of the ball right now. 22-18, 4-point Mountain View lead. Here's Mendy. Mendy to O'Hara, back to Mendy, all the way, and that was too easy. They laid it in. Mendy, great give and go with O'Hara, and it's back to a 2-point game. Under 4 minutes to play first half, very fast-paced game. Wang against this 1-3-1 zone now with O'Hara at big 6'7" out top. There's a bounce pass, trying to feed Kastner with McAllister. Kastner gets it back, muscles it up and scores it. They've got no answer for Kastner down low right now, and a 4-point lead. Mendy into the front court. Mendy around the screen, steps back, gets it to Jean, over to Goodrow. Goodrow to Vermeer, now to Mendy, swings to Goodrow, inside to Vermeer, good cut, and the reverse layup goes for Grant Vermeer. This is some high-level basketball, back and forth. Team scoring on seemingly every possession. Here's Watanabe to Wang. They're trying that 1-3-1 zone again. Cross court to McAllister. McAllister double teamed over to Watanabe. Watanabe into the paint. Double team. Out. Wang open for 3. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound tipped, and comes to McAllister. They have a second chance. There's McAllister. Pump fakes out to Watanabe. Watanabe dribbles into double team, bounces it to Wang. Wang holds, cross court to Watanabe. Watanabe into the paint, hands off to Wang for three, got it! 27-22, Mountain View, Mendy on the accelerator. Steps back over to Goodrow, swings to Vermeer, 2.5 to play second quarter. Vermeer over to Jean, lobs it high post to Goodrow, nearly fumbled it, gets it to Mendy, and they'll reset. Now 19 to shoot. Mendy crosses over, guarded by Watanabe. Mendy pounds the dribble. Mendy lobs high post to O'Hara. O'Hara hands off Vermeer, nearly traveled into the lane, lays it up and in. Right now, Grant Vermeer is keeping Bellarmine in this basketball game. 27-24 Spartans. Now Watanabe wants to slow it down, pump fakes, and gives it to Wang. Wang working on a double team, picks up his dribble now, cross court to McAllister. McAllister in the corner, picks up his dribble now, and lobs it out to Watanabe. Watanabe wants to reset, pump fakes, high post, swung, Wang, three, back rim, no, rebound loose underneath, Kastner nearly had it, and still loose comes to O'Hara, and we have a whistle. What do they have? They have some kind of
foul. They have a technical on 33. Hopefully we'll have a replay.
Oh, so they called it on Griffin Goodrow of Bellarmine for the technical foul. That's a huge mistake in this basketball game.
And here we go with our replay. Let's see.
Let's see.
He goes up, knocks it. Oh, and then he just starts tangling and wrangling with him. And
that's certainly a good call. He let his emotions get the better of him. So that also goes as a personal foul on Goodrow. Technicals count as personals. And so Goodrow picks up his first personal foul as well. And rimming in the second free throw as well as Collins. He makes them both, and this matches Mountain View's largest lead at 5. 29-24, a minute 40 to go in the second quarter. Goodrow also will take a seat now as Nick McHugh returns for Bellarmine. Final minute 40 of the second quarter. Watanabe gets the inbound pass from McAllister. Into the front court goes Watanabe. Watanabe bounces it over to McAllister. McAllister pounds the dribble. Crosses over, looks, gives it to Yanaga. Yanaga pounds the dribble over to McAllister. McAllister looks. And now he hands off to Watanabe. Watanabe back to McAllister. McAllister into the paint. Floats one up at the foul line off back rim and almost went in. Jean clears though. Mendy lobs it. Dangerous pass gathered in by McHugh. Into O'Hara. O'Hara pump fakes. Baseline jumper off glass and in. That's a sweet stroke from Jack O'Hara. 29-26. Under 60 seconds to play in the second quarter. In the front court goes Watanabe. Bouncing it to McAllister. McAllister pounds the dribble. Over to Yanaga. Yanaga holds. Yanaga out top, picks up his dribble. Now looking for help, gets it to Kastner. Kastner pounds the dribble, bouncing it to Collins. Collins crosses over, working on Vermeer, good spin move, and he carried the ball though. Turnover Mountain View, and Bellarmine can hold for virtually the final shot if they want to.
Yeah, well, Mountain View just wasted their chance of the two-possession to the final, which would severely help them, because they need to take every chance they get against this Bellarmine team. But they've been doing a great job today. Most people did not expect them to win, but they've proved them wrong. What's going on?
Yeah, clock never started. The game clock never started. Shot clock did, so now it's all messed up. 29-26 Mountain View. Right now, clock should say 28.5 seconds, or 28.7 seconds instead of 31.5 seconds. Because there was about a 3.3 second differential shot in game clock when the ball was inbounded.
Whoop. They got 28.
They got 28 on the shot clock, so they adjusted the shot clock to 28, 31.5 second on the game clock, so it's about a 3.5 second differential, which is where it should be at. Bellarmine can hold for the final shot of this half if they want to. Vermeer is just holding the ball, winding down this first half as Mountain View continues to sit back in their 2-3 zone. Vermeer still holding. As the gymnasium has gone dead silent. They hand off to Mendy now. 9 to shoot. Mendy has to go between the legs with 5 to shoot. Mendy around a screen with 3. Mendy with 2 all the way. Floats one up, left it short. Loose. Kastner has it. They should keep playing. and a travel on Kastner. And now the shot clock, game clock ran out. What is going on? Game clock should have never stopped because the ball hit the rim, but it did. Kastner thought there was a shot clock violation because he heard the horn from the shot clock end, and then Kastner started walking down court, so that is a travel, but now they need to put 2.3 seconds back, and they do.
So Bellarmine has 2.3 seconds to get off a shot right here. 2.3 seconds
to get off a shot if you're Bellarmine. Mendy will throw it in. Mendy looking. Nobody to pass it into besides McHugh. Misses a three at the horn, and there we have reached halftime. A very entertaining halftime, first half of action in this championship game of the Cupertino shootout. The final 16 minutes will decide this one, as at halftime the Spartans are upsetting the Bellarmine Bells 29-26.
Ever since we moved to the United States, Palo Alto Medical Foundation has been taking care of our health. We love our doctor. She is always ready to listen to us and is very professional and answers all our questions and is very reassuring. PAMF has been there not just for my own family, but for the whole community, whether they're seeing patients or providing doctors for our free medical clinic.
Why choose our clinic for your cosmetic rejuvenation? Well, you can trust that we will uphold all the principles our clinic was founded on. We only offer the state-of-the-art technologies and procedures that are as safe as possible and that have proven to result in a natural-looking result. So in the end, you will look like yourself, only younger. We believe in comprehensive follow-up with our doctors to ensure we are involved every step of the way.
James Brewer and Andrew Fury back with you for the final 16 minutes of this tournament and the 16-minute championship game. O'Hara has it high post as Bellarmine trails by 3 as we begin. He hands off to Vermeer. Now going from your left to your right. Inside is O'Hara posting up on Kastner. A turnaround jumper is short off the front rim. No good. Kastner clear. The other way comes Watanabe. Watanabe into the front court wants to slow things down. They have a 3-point lead. They were 32-point underdogs coming in. There's Wang bouncing it to Collins. Collins all the way around his defenders. Good pass to Kastner, and he got hacked. No shot. It was on the floor. First team foul in the half on Bellarmine, and the foul is called on Griffin Goodrow is second.
That was beautiful.
What? Yeah, it just went over top of Kastner. Fell down.
You want the foul? No, you can't.
Here's Wang to Yanaga for 3. That's way strong. Inside Wang, the offensive board, and puts it up off glass. No good. Vermeer clears. Mendy wants to push. Mendy, headman pass to McHugh. McHugh falls away off glass, and that rim's out. They just can't get anything to fall inside of 5 feet right now. In Watanabe into the front court. Crosses over. He'll pull up a contested 3. Got it. He's on fire, folks. 32-26. This is the Spartans' biggest lead of the game. Here's Mendy. Mendy, it's now swung around to McHugh. Inside, Goodrow, power move, layup's good. Griffin Goodrow, just too powerful for Kastner on that move.
This is impressive shooting by Mountain View from beyond their arc.
Yeah, they've just picked up where they left off last night against Cupertino. That was a shootout by definition. There's nearly to over and back violation that Collins was able to run down. Watanabe around a screen with 15 to shoot. Watanabe crosses over on Mendy. Great bounce pass to Kastner, had it poked away. Kastner gets it back in the baseline over to Yanaga with 7. Now swung to Yanaga with 5. Yanaga, does he realize it? Pass is deflected and stolen by Vermeer. Back the other way comes Bellarmine. There's Vermeer driving all the way inside, takes the bump and scores it with the left hand. Vermeer just took it coast to coast and no one cut him off.
Yeah, and that guy just stood there and tried to take a shot, and it's the SRQ.
So under 6 minutes to play third quarter, 32-30 Mountain View. Here's Watanabe, had the ball poked away, but he gets it back. Crossing over is Watanabe, picks up his dribble, cross court, Wang open 3.
Whoa.
That's an air ball, and Mendy with the rebound. They can tie with it to take the lead with the 3. Mendy, no luck, over to Goodrow, the layup, but he missed it with the left hand. Wang clears and muscles it away from Vermeer. Wang will slow things down. This is the 3rd game in 3 days that these players have played. You wonder if fatigue might become a factor, because this has been a game with great intensity in it. Wang around a screen. some of the players already looking to start fatigue. As that shot is short by Watanabe. Mendy on the rebound. Mendy comes back, crosses over, bounces it to McHugh. Good look inside O'Hara, catches it on the second bounce and then dribbled it out of bounds. Turnover, Bellarmine. They'll go back to the Spartans. Returning is John McAllister for Mountain View, replacing Nathan Yanaga. And full court pressure coming up here for Bellarmine. Inbound coming from Collins, lobs it, dangerous pass, brought in by Casser, who got whacked across the head, no call. There's Watanabe into the front court, right past the Cupertino logo. Watanabe backs it out, pounds the dribble over to Collins. Collins pump fakes. Collins hands off Watanabe. Jump stop. Watanabe over to McAllister, left alone, but now he picks up the dribble. Now McAllister over to Collins. Collins drives baseline. Great spin move. Up. Got it. And he was fouled. No.
Oh, it was a travel. Yes, it was. Nice call right there. 1, 2, and 3 steps.
I thought they were going to call
Watch this
foul.
right here. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it did look like a good call in that replay. But Jim Forthotter didn't think so. There's a 3 by Goodrow. No good. And the rebound to Collins. Still a 2-point lead for the Spartans. Watanabe pulls up a contested 3. That's an air ball, not a good shot. And it goes out of bounds to Bellarmine with 4:15 to go in the third quarter.
Now Mountain View's taking that 3-point shot badly and taking it to option.
So here's Blair Mendy into the front court. Mendy pounds the right-handed dribble. He lobs top high post to O'Hara. O'Hara looks, feeds McHugh around a screen. McHugh, the left-handed dribble over to Vermeer. Pump fakes. Vermeer outside Mendy, pump fakes. Drives baseline around one defender. Got it. His shot altered and no good. That was Dylan Collins, who was the eraser. And the rebound was deflected out to Wang. Now Watanabe back to Wang. Over to Watanabe. Watanabe backs it away. He's been the star player so far tonight for Mountain View. He bounces it high post to Castro. Great back cut by Wang, and he got hacked. No call. Wow. There should have been a foul call there, but it was out of bounds to Mountain View.
Watch this right here. Beautiful pass play. Look at that. And then, bam, he got hacked.
Yeah. So we're back to action now. McAllister off the inbound. Bounces it up top to Watanabe. Watanabe with 7 has to go to Collins with 5. Takes a 22-footer off front rim, no good. Vermeer saves it into Mendy. Mendy up ahead. A great pass to McHugh all the way, lays it up, and it was partially blocked, but a foul's called. It's going to be called on Dylan Collins. That's the second on Collins and the first team foul in the half.
You think they would have made a makeup call right here?
But they didn't. That was certainly a foul, though, on Collins. And so McHugh tries to tie the game up at the free throw line. We are in for a great finish. Here's the first free throw, no good from McHugh, though. This normally is a pretty good free throw shooting team, is Bellarmine, but not so tonight. Been a little off their game.
You know, sometimes you get a little too overconfident when you're a 32-point favorite.
Second free throw from McHugh is up, and that rims in. So he splits the pair, makes it a 1-point Mountain View lead at 32-31. Inbound from Collins to Castro, the big man, who comes up to help Collins, and now Collins hands off to Watanabe. Into the front court goes Watanabe. Watanabe with the crossover dribble, gets it to Kastner. Kastner over to McAllister. McAllister looks for Kastner. He was being held. Somehow gets the ball, and the reverse layup goes. And Forthofer is still screaming at the refs to call a foul. Here's Vermeer over there. Jean, who traveled. Turnover, Bellarmine, and it'll go back to the Spartans.
Turnovers are a big killer. It's a whole possession he could have gotten. So it's a 3-point differential.
Yeah, this has been a great game. Best game of the day so far.
Of course, it's a championship game.
Well, it was expected to be a 32-point Bellarmine win, so it wasn't expected to be a great game.
So-called experts.
Yeah, so-called experts. Here's Wang left wing. Thought about the 3. Around the screen. Wang looks. McAllister on a double screen. Will pull the trigger from 3. That's off the back rim, no good. Wang, the offensive board. Great bounce pass to Kastner, who lays it in. They are sharing the basketball tonight, and it's worked out for them perfectly.
Yeah.
Timeout, Bellarmine. They face a 5-point deficit with 2:21 to go in the third quarter.
Nice. They share the ball.
You'll see right
Great.
here, Wang. Great bounce pass. I mean, if he waited even a millisecond more, that pass is either stolen or not thrown. But that was a great play by Wang off the offensive board.
KMVT's all sports presenting sponsors are the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, Choose Your PAMP Doctor Today, and the Makers Clinic, helping you take care of the skin you are in. Well, with Mountain View's game, you know what works? Teamwork.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Certainly that's what they do. A lot of their players, with the exception of Kastner, but the rest of the players that play are excellent three-point shooters, where even if they see a little delay, they will make you pay for it. So it's a little kind of difficult to guard them, I guess, because when you have 4 guys on the court at any one time capable of knocking down a 3, you can't cheat to one player. It's not like Cupertino that had Go Cool Madison. One player that's really good, but then you saw Homestead take away him with a double team, and he was so much less effective, or the team was so much less effective because they rely on Madison for so much of their scoring. But here in this situation, they have 4 players that are capable of making threes. All those three-point shooters have made it tonight, including Kastner with one. So you really can't cheat to one player. You have to play strict man-to-man. It's very difficult to zone this team, too. Here's Vermeer, who pump fakes on a 3. Now spins it on Kastner and missed the layup. And deflected out. It will last touch by Bellarmine. It will be Mountain View ball. I mean, Bellarmine's missed at least 7 or 8 layups that I've counted.
Fundamentals.
Yeah. They made all those shots yesterday in their game against Homestead. Here's the inbound pass to Castro. Great headman pass to Watanabe. Watanabe leads 2-on-1 to McAllister, who was floating over to Wang for 3. That's off the back rim, no good, and Fortis is there for the rebound. He gets it up ahead. Bundy to McHugh. Great pass to Jean, who will float it in from 5 feet. Under 2 minutes to play third quarter. It's 36-33 Mountain View now. They led by 3 at the half. Each team has scored 7 points in this third quarter. Wang into the front court. Wang will slow things as he's guarded by Jackson John. He passes over to Collins. Now back to Wang. Wang holds and a foul away from the ball. What do they have? Let's see who gets called for the foul. It was on Grant Vermeer. That's just the first on Vermeer, second team foul in the half with 1:33 to go third quarter. And inbound sideline, out of bounds to Nick Wang, who great inbound pass to Kastner, goes up and it's blocked by Fortis. What a recovery by Jack Fortis. Mendy to Vermeer. Vermeer to the paint, all the way, lays it up, missed that, and Kastner rebounds. Wow. Vermeer will not get a better look all night. Here's McAllister, blows by Mendy, floats one up off glass, no good. Rebound, Kastner deflected, ball loose and woos it off. It was off of Jean. So they're saying Jean landed out of bounds first before throwing it off of Kastner, and will stay with Mountain View. Inbound goes to Kastner, shoots over a double team, gets it to go, and he was fouled. Brian Kastner has played a marvelous game for the Spartans.
Wow, he didn't even look. He just knew that was going in. Look at this beautiful play right here. Gets the ball. 2 men on him. Doesn't even look back. He knew that was going in.
So Kastner trying to complete the 3-point play. It's off the back rim, no good. But Wang outfights John for the basketball. Watanabe thought about an NBA range 3. Instead, gives it to McAllister and nearly lost it. McAllister still fighting for it. It's still losing. Comes to O'Hara. O'Hara bounce pass up at McHugh, who lost it. Great feed to Vermeer, who lays it off glass. No! O'Hara up the board. O'Hara goes up and gets fouled. So that time, Bellarmine showed a little more fight in them, and O'Hara on the second opportunity will work his way to the line for 2 free throws. That's the second team foul on Mountain View.
This is a great fight for the ball, and he gets the tip, and then that ball goes forward. It was a bad pass right there, but nice recovery. Saw the man trailing and got it. Almost a bucket, but then it was an amazing rebound and a nice putback that caused a foul. Now I'm done analyzing. Go ahead.
O'Hara airballed the first free throw.
Oh,
so
no.
that just symbolizes the Bellarmine night so far. O'Hara second free throw, rims out, no good, he misses a pair. Still 5-point Spartan lead, weighing the board. Into the front court goes Watanabe. Watanabe backs it up, guarded by Mendy. Watanabe jab step, steps back against the defense. Luck, now throws to McAllister. McAllister over to Watanabe, takes a three over double team off the back rim, no good. And rebound to McHugh. McHugh accelerates in the front court. McHugh all the way, gets it stripped, and a foul's called. McHugh will be at the line shooting 2 as the foul's called on James Watanabe, his first and the third team foul on Mountain View in the half. Each team has been called for 3 fouls in this quarter, 25.6 seconds to go in the third. First free throw's good from McHugh. He'll get another, try to make it a one-possession game if he can hit this. It's 38-34, favor of Mountain View. Second free throw coming from McHugh. He struggled there tonight, but not on that free throw. It's 38-35 Bellarmine. Each team has scored 9 points in the quarter. Watanabe can hold for the final shot if he wants. Watanabe, Wang, Collins, McAllister, and Kastner are the 5 on the court for the Spartans. It's Mendy, O'Hara, McHugh, Jean, and Goodrow on the court for Bellarmine. There's McAllister. McAllister jab step with 8. McAllister tried to feed. Kastner is deflected and it will go out of bounds. Last touch by Bellarmine. It will stay with the Spartans. Just 4.7 seconds to go in the quarter. So Fordyce returns and he replaces Goodrow. So Goodrow takes a seat. Fordyce in. Inbound coming from Wang. Just about 5 seconds to go. Inbound to Kastner with 4, with 3, now with 2. Wang, a 22-footer is an air ball at the horn. And we have reached the end of the third quarter. A quarter where Mountain View scored 9 points. Bellarmine scored 9 points. And we are in for an 8-minute ball game to decide the championship in the Cupertino shootout after 3 quarters. It is 38-35 Mountain View.
My parents are really slowing down. I feel bad I can't always be there for them.
How do I choose between caring for my mother and caring for my own family?
I've been looking into the options, but Dad doesn't want to leave his home. What do I do?
Struggling to care for an aging parent? You're not alone. Learn how Home Instead Senior Care can provide the personalized in-home care your loved one needs. Home Instead. To us, it's personal.
Welcome back here to Cupertino High School. James Brewer and Andrew Fury with you. Ready to start the fourth quarter of this championship game of the preseason basketball tournament, the Cupertino shootout between the Mountain View Spartans and the Bellarmine Bells. It's Mountain View trying to pull off the major upset. And they have a 3-point lead after 3 quarters. Watanabe and Mountain View has the ball first. Now over to Wang. Wang left wing guarded by Goodrow. Wang and Collins slips the screen. Collins goes up. It was altered and no good. Vermeer the rebound. Vermeer back the other way. Vermeer stutters into the body of a defender. Layup no good, but he got fouled. Foul's going to be called on John McAllister. That's the 14th foul on Mountain View and the second personal on McAllister.
Can't attempt to block unless your feet are set.
7:41 to go in the fourth now. In a very tight game. Vermeer makes the first, makes it a 2-point game. Every time Bellarmine has made it close in the second half, Mountain View's had the answer with a couple of buckets in a row. Let's see if they can do it again. With this free throw, Vermeer will make it a 1-point game. And he does not, though. And that should be over the back or something. Yes, Goodrow called for over the back. He just pretty much climbed, used Dylan Collins as a ladder to get to that ball. And he was called for over the back. Vermeer splits the pair, and it's still 38-36 Spartans. Foul on Goodrow is his third, team's fourth. Inbound to Watanabe. Watanabe against token full court pressure. Now they back off. Mendy has Watanabe. Watanabe bounces it over to Wang. Wang looks around a screen from Kastner, steps back. Wang out top to Collins. Over to Watanabe. Watanabe looks, jab step. Watanabe around the screen, feeds Collins. He's open for 3. Got it! Dylan Collins another 3, and they're up by 5. Here's Mendy who threw it away. Mendy and Vermeer were not on the same page. Mendy thought Vermeer was going to cut out, and Vermeer cut to the basket on a back door.
Bellarmine's falling apart.
Yeah, they're making way too many mistakes to beat a good team like Mountain View. Watanabe against full court pressure, man-to-man against Mendy into the front court with a 5-point lead over to Wang. Wang under 7 minutes to play in the game. Wang around a screen. Wang looks. Wang backs up over to McAllister. McAllister rips through. Steps back over to Collins. Collins spins. Collins backs up, and we have a foul called. They're going to get Blair Mendy for the foul, his second, and Bellarmine's 5th in the half. Still no free throws for the Spartans.
Well, Bellarmine's got to get back to what they do. Play good offense, play good defense, which they haven't. They haven't been running good sets.
So now a timeout called by Bellarmine. They are left with 3 for the game.
This game is brought to you by Home Instead Senior Care. Home Instead, to them, it's personal. And the Palo Alto Medical Foundation, part of the Sutter Health Network.
So 6:46 to go in regulation time of this championship game of the Cupertino shootout. 41-36 in favor of Mountain View. Every time Bellarmine's made a run, like they just did a moment ago, somebody from Mountain View is hitting a 3. Last time, it was Dylan Collins off a double screen.
It was good. I mean, Mountain View is impressive today. They've been running their offenses, and then their 3-pointers are just like, we got this.
Coming in, I knew that Mountain View was a good team, but I didn't know they were this good. And just as I say that, they nearly throw it away, but McAllister has to run it down in the backcourt. But they have more than held their own in this game against the highly favorited Bellarmine Bell. That pass deflected around a bunch of times. It comes to Collins. Collins will take the 3. That's off the front rim, no good. Collins trying to save it, and he does to McAllister. He shovels it to Watanabe for 3. He gets fouled, and he'll be at the line shooting 3 free throws. What a turn of events in this game.
Wow, that was a great job right here by Mountain View. Look at him work for the rebound, work for the grab, and then Bellarmine just has to foul him to stop him from getting the 3. And good job. Make him earn it.
Watanabe's first free throw, no good, though. Normally a very good foul shooter. Just an all-around good shooter no matter where he is on the floor. He could be at the opposite baseline.
Well, the foul's
Knocking
only
down
worth
shots.
it as long as they miss one of them.
He makes the second, so he split the first 2, makes it 42-36 Mountain View. Last foul was called on Nick McHugh of Bellarmine, and the 16th foul on Bellarmine, so Mountain View will be shooting free throws the rest of the way as they lead by 7. Mendy into the front court, approaching 6 minutes to go in the game. Goodrow tosses over to Vermeer. Vermeer, high post to O'Hara. O'Hara over to Goodrow, high post, back to O'Hara. O'Hara in the post, goes up and gets fouled. That will be on Dylan Collins. Call it for his 3rd. And it will be the 15th foul on Mountain View, Jack O'Hara at the free throw line right now. 0 for 2 at the line so far. Looking to improve that percentage and to try to make it a 5-point game. First free throw is good. O'Hara connects on that one after the first 2 were not pretty. That one looked like a very good shot. Second free throw, also good by O'Hara. So he makes both, and it's 43-38 Mountain View. Collins bounces it to Watanabe, who pump fakes, guarded full court by McHugh. He's kind of galloping his way into the front court, nearly lost it, and Watanabe controls it. Over to Wang. Wang has it. Wang looking, drives around Goodrow, and he'll call for the reach. That's Goodrow, that's his 4th. That's 4 fouls on Griffin Goodrow. 17 foul on Bellarmine, so Wang will be at the line shooting a 1-on-1.
Yep, and Bellarmine's going to take him out since he has 4 fouls.
Yeah, Goodrow looks to be coming out at the next set ball, which is now, as Wang connects on the front end, so we'll get the bonus. That's Jackson Jean returning, replacing Goodrow. See how long Goodrow's out of this game for. Because he does have 4 fouls,
long.
but just 5:55 to go in the game.
Maybe they'll put him back in at the 3-minute mark.
Yeah, that would be my guess, somewhere around there. Depending on how this unit does right now. As they trail by 6 after Wang missed the second free throw. Over there is McHugh. Looked like a moving screen on John, goes uncalled. McHugh, that should have been a travel too. Wow, what a missed call that was. McHugh caught his own air ball. Last time I checked, that was a travel, but they get away with it, and it's a 4-point game, and Fourth Hoffer is about to lose his top. He cannot believe it. There was no travel called. There's McAllister. McAllister around the screen. Steps back, over to Wang, pump fakes. Wang around the screen, a foul line jumper, off the back rim, no good. Mendy clears. Mendy behind his back. Mendy in the front court. Law gets it to McHugh. Got it! 4-3. It's a 1-point game. 5 minutes to go.
Oh my.
Jim Fordhofer says play on. Wants to see this experienced Mountain View team handle this situation. A very good team has just made it a 1-point game. They've reeled off 5 straight. How are they going to respond? Watanabe around the screen to Castro in the post. Spins, gets hog-tied, and backs is good, and a foul.
Wow. This crowd is Mountain View.
Kastner.
What a move.
That's on McHugh, his 4th.
Boom. Right in there.
You see, they got
Powers
Kastner
it
on
up.
the switch with McHugh. Had the size advantage, and now McHugh has 4 fouls. Free throw is off the front rim, no good for Kastner. Still 1-possession game. Mendy into the front court. Mendy looks, between the legs dribble, crosses over. Mendy all the way, in on Kastner, lamps missed, but a foul's called on Brian Kastner. That's the 2nd on Kastner, and the 8th team foul on Mountain View. No, 16th foul on Mountain View, but Mendy will be at the line shooting 2. The final 4:32 of this game should be fantastic. As Mendy misses a free throw.
Yeah. Bellarmine will probably be favored to win since they were 32-point favorites.
But I don't know. Mountain View still has a 3-point lead after Mendy misses both. That's a rarity. Wow. Watanabe with the ball up 3, guarded by McHugh. Still plenty of time to go. And lots of timeouts both ways if they want them. There's Wang around the screen to Collins. Outside Watanabe, thought about the 3. Around the screen does right. Now Watanabe, what is he gonna do? Feeds Kastner. Kastner holds, looks. Kastner bounces it to Collins. Collins over to Watanabe. Watanabe around the screen with 5 to shoot to Kastner. Does he realize it? With 3 to shoot. Kastner needs to get a shot off to Collins, a deep 3, and air ball, and that's a shot clock violation. It will go back to Bellarmine. 46-43, Mountain View with the lead. Into the front court goes Mendy, under 4 minutes to play. Mendy looks, high post to O'Hara. Back to McHugh for 3. Off the front rim, no good. And here goes Collins with the rebound to Watanabe. Watanabe, the senior. He's so under control in this situation. Gets it to Collins. Collins swings to Wang, another senior inside Kastner. Kastner rips through, looking, got away with the travel, but missed the shot anyhow. And Vermeer clears. Mendy into the front court, they can tie with a 3. Vermeer pump fakes and traveled. Vermeer's feet were ahead of his brain. And a turnover, Bellarmine. And now Bellarmine uses another timeout. They're left with 2 for the game, and that's a full timeout.
We'd like to thank the Menkes Clinic for their continued support of high school sports, as well as Home Instead Senior Care. Home Instead, to them, it's personal.
So with this full timeout, we'll take a break. 3:19 to go in the 4th quarter. It's a great finish coming up with Mountain View leading Bellarmine 46-43.
Clear.
The final 3:19 is forthcoming here from Cupertino High School with the Mountain View Spartans trying to pull off the stunning shocker here as that inbound nearly got stolen, and it did by Vermeer. Mountain View leads by 3, but now Bellarmine after the steal has the ball. They can tie with the 3. Here's Mendy. Mendy over to Vermeer. Over right wing. McHugh hands off back to Vermeer. Swings topside to Jean. Over to Mendy. Mendy around the screen. Stops at the foul line. Pump fakes. Great pass into O'Hara, who missed the layup again. And Wang clears. There's Watanabe. Now they need to come up with a stop. Watanabe feeds high post to Kastner. Looked at the back cut. It wasn't there. Kastner now bounces it to Wang. It goes through his legs. Stolen by Vermeer. Vermeer all the way. And on Wang. 2 steps and a foul. Is he in the act of shooting? No. No shooting, but it will be a 1-on-1 because that's the 17th foul on Mountain View. 1-on-1 coming for Vermeer.
Great. Oh, Mountain View just fumbled the ball, and then it was a great job, and he just pushed it all the way. And nice job fighting through the foul, but it was not in the act of shooting.
Fouls on Nick Wang, his seventh team foul on Mountain View. Now, one-on-one time for Vermeer. Front end is up and short. Again, they miss a free throw. Wang, the board, that's a huge miss. Here's Watanabe guarded by McHugh. Watanabe crosses over. Watanabe just pretty much kicked the ball to Mendy. That's an unforced turnover. Mendy, no look to Vermeer, who lays it in. And it's back to a one-point game. Suddenly the pressure has ratcheted up for Bellarmine. There's Watanabe off the inbound. Wants to slow things down. 2:15 and counting to go in the game. There's Watanabe off the double. Gets it to Wang. Wang holds out high. Wang over to Collins. Collins holds. Collins around the screen. Hands off to Watanabe. Watanabe looks. Guarded by McHugh. Watanabe bounces it to Collins. Collins holds, and we have a whistle away from the ball. A grab foul, I think, a holding foul on Blair Mendy. So Mendy's third, and a 9-team foul on Bellarmine. 1-on-1 free throws coming up for John McAllister, trying to make it back a 3-point game.
Looky who it is, eating hot stuff, eating some nachos after his big performance today for Cupertino, getting them third place. It is.
Oh, yeah, that's Go Cool and Addison.
Yeah, Addison. The Beast.
Yeah, the Beast. He deserves his nachos. Set both free throws good by McAllister. It's back to the 3-point game, 48-45. There's Goodrow. He gets it to McHugh. Great pass inside to Mendy. Mendy stumbled and then got bumped by McAllister. McAllister is like, what else am I supposed to do? But he definitely bumped Mendy, and it will be 1-on-1 coming up.
What else is he supposed to do?
That's some pretty good offense that Bellarmine just ran. Mendy is 0 for 2 at the line himself in this game. And rims in, the first free throw, got the bonus. Makes it, they added the point to the wrong team in the scoreboard, but it's 48-46 is what it's supposed to be. Favor of Mountain View. Now they got it corrected.
We've got the best scoreboard people on today.
Mendy misses the second, so he's unable to get 2 straight. They've exactly hit 2 consecutive free throws once in this game. That's when O'Hara did it earlier this quarter. There's Watanabe crossing over to Kastner. Kastner picks up his dribble, feeds Yanaga. Yanaga pump fakes. A minute and a half and counting to go. Over to Wang. Wang, top side to Collins, who spins. Over to Watanabe for a 3. Back rim, no good. Mendy skies for the rebound, and a foul's called on Nathan Yanaga. A huge foul, because now Mendy will be at the line shooting another 1-on-1.
Yeah, every foul is costly now. I mean, we're in the bonus, and it's a close game, and these 2 free throws that he'll possibly get is crucial to the game.
They say in close games, you win and lose games based on free throw shooting, and that seems to be the case here down the stretch. Both teams over the limit, so each foul that's non-offensive will result in free throws for a team. Exactly. And in this case, a 1-on-1 for Mendy as he made the first. This is for the tie. You can tell by the reaction of the Bellarmine fans that he did indeed tie the game. We are knotted up at 48 for the final minute, 15 and counting. No timeout coming from Mountain View, at least not yet. Wang's pass, bad decision. O'Hara takes it away, gets it to Goodrow. Mendy the ball, and as we approach a minute to go. Mendy wants to run some offense. They can take the lead with a bucket here. It would be their first of this half. Vermeer to O'Hara, hands off to Vermeer to Mendy, pump fakes. Mendy backs it away, now 14 to shoot. Mendy wants to circle it, over, fake the handoff, now to McHugh. He has to go with a bad pass, it's loose. Mendy comes up with it, Mendy looks, ball deflected. Vermeer pump fakes, forced to take a tough 3, waiting in, rimmed out, no good. It's loose, Kastner has it. For Mountain View, Watanabe out of it. He can hold for the final shot if they want to. Yanaga with it, Yanaga looks. Over to Watanabe. They want to call, and now they call timeout. Wow, that was some sort of hectic possession that resulted in a contested 3. A great job of 35-second defense that time by Mountain View.
Yeah, well, the ball is in Mountain View's court right here. They have got the game in their hands, and all they have to do is just, well, look at this. Tenacious D by Mountain View. They got him down to 5 seconds right here. The only mistake was he left his feet on that shot, which you shouldn't do. You should stay on your feet. But besides that, it was a great defense by Mountain View all the way, and they forced a turnover.
And he almost got that shot to go, too. It was like
I know,
halfway down. I thought he was going to make it, and I'm like,
wow.
Wow. We are in for some crazy finishes.
Yeah, Mountain View actually installed a new system in the hoop that makes it just pop back out whenever they want it to.
Yeah. You still got to credit the Mountain View defense that time for making a great stop. Now in this situation, okay, tie game. Normally, if you're down, even if it's just by 1 or 2, you don't want to take the last shot. You want to try to score quickly and then either play defense if you make it or foul. But since it's tied, I think you run it down to like 5 or 6 seconds before you take the shot. And so then the worst case scenario is that you're going to overtime. Either you're going to overtime if you're Mountain View or you win the game. You shouldn't give Bellarmine an opportunity to run it back the other way and score. For Bellarmine, they just got to play good man-to-man defense for 20 seconds, hopefully force a miss, and then get the rebound and go to overtime. One thing neither team can do is foul the other team. Right now, Kastner bounces it to Yanaga outside as we're back to action. Over to Watanabe with 15 seconds to go. Watanabe, jab step. You know he wants to shoot it. 10 seconds. Watanabe now calls another timeout with 8.9 seconds to go. So they have timeouts to use. They had 5 before their previous timeout. So, or 4 before the previous timeout. Now they have 2 remaining for regulation.
No, I would try and go for the 3 if I were Mountain View right here, because if they get the 3, then they can easily just play Bellarmine outside the arc. They don't even have to worry about the lane.
Yeah. Well, I say just first best available shot. If you have an open 3 with the shooters they've got, take it. But otherwise, try to find, like, backdoors has really worked well for Kastner catching it at the high post and then either feeding Collins, McAllister, or Wayne cutting to the hoop.
Right, or you could just try and draw a foul and get to the line, you know?
Yeah. That would work too. Although it depends kind of on the referee. Some referees, I mean, you really have to get hammered for them to call foul in the final situations like this. Some, they'll just call it normally, and if they see a foul, they'll call a foul. I've seen it both ways. Let's see how this final 9 seconds plays out. They inbound to the backcourt to Collins. He gets to the Watanabe immediately. 5 seconds. Now around the screen, Watanabe with 4. Watanabe with 3. He drives, floats one, pass, Wayne for the win! On the back of no! And we are going to overtime to decide the championship! Woo! What a basketball game this has been.
Wow, that was crazy. Look at this. He had a drive and then the deflection, and then it was right to a Mountain View player who then has the shot, and he got it off with 0.1 seconds left.
Yeah, and it was a good luck, too, for Wang. He just couldn't connect. So we are going to overtime after this short break with the score, 48-48. So we have 4 more minutes at least to decide this championship game between Bellarmine and Mountain View. We are tied at 48 after regulation. In that second half, it was 22-19 favoring Bellarmine, the score, after Mountain View took a 3-point lead at the intermission. Now the start of overtime, jump ball at the middle. It's won by Bellarmine as O'Hara tapped it back to Mendy. Over to Vermeer left wing. Vermeer guarded by Yanaga. High post to O'Hara. O'Hara holds. Over to McHugh around the screen. McHugh lobs into O'Hara. Good catch. Goes up. Scores it. Plus a foul for Jack O'Hara. And they take their first lead of the second half at 50-48.
Ooh, well, that was a crucial tip-off because now Bellarmine has the first possession and they got the first points on the board.
Fouls on Dylan Collins, his third. Free throw's good for O'Hara. 3-point Bellarmine lead. 3:43 to go in the overtime. Over to Watanabe, guarded by McHugh. Watanabe crosses over, steps back, over to Wang. Gets it to Collins. Now back to Wang. Wang holds. Now Wang will back it out. They want to use some clock. Over to Collins. Collins holds. Collins pounds the dribble. Over to Yanaga. Yanaga outside, holds. Yanaga looking, Now bouncing it and bounces it to Kastner. Kastner spins in the paint, nearly lost it, and he'll get bailed out with a foul called. Woo. Let's see who they get it. 3 to choose from. It's on Grant Vermeer. That's the third on Vermeer.
And now he's shooting 2.
And it will be 2-shot foul because that's the 10th team foul on Bellarmine. First free throw is no good.
Oh, no.
By Kastner.
Oh, no. That's big.
Yeah, that's a big miss. Now he can only make it a 2-point game if he gets this one to go. And he does. So he splits the pair back to a 2-point game. Here's Mendy with 3:10 to go. Mendy into the front court. He's guarded by Watanabe. And now outside the arc, he gets it to McHugh. McHugh holds, high post to O'Hara. O'Hara holds, back to Vermeer, pump fakes around a screen, into the basket, great block by Kastner, and it comes to Watanabe. Watanabe into the front court. Watanabe playing 5-on-4 for the moment, over to Collins, now Vermeer recovers. Back to Watanabe. Oh, 3 games in 3 days, and we're in overtime. Here's Watanabe to Yanaga. Fatigue is playing a big part of this one right now. Here's Yanaga around a screen from Collins. Steps back, 15 to shoot, shovels it off to Wang. Wang steps back, bounces it to Watanabe. 10 to shoot now. Watanabe needs to do something. With 7, over to Collins. With 5, Collins spinning, looking, steps back. Yanaga forced to take a 3. It's blocked. It's loose, and a foul's called on who? Foul's called on Mountain View's Nathan Yanaga. That's his second. And it will be Blair Mendy at the line shooting 2 with a chance to make it a 4-point game.
Big foul right there. This is going to be costly.
So Mendy, he's 2 for 4 at the line so far tonight. Rims out the first free throw. This has been a struggle tonight for the Bells with 2:20 to go in overtime. It's 51-49 Bellarmine. They can lead by no more than 3, and which they do after that main free throw. Collins will inbound. Bounces it to Watanabe. Watanabe bouncing the ball, lobs it over to Collins. Collins guarded by O'Hara, spins. Now crosses over between his legs, bounces it to Watanabe, back to Collins. Collins will take the 3 for the tie, got it! And we are tied!
I don't believe it. Well, I do believe it after, it's you and me, Andrew. It happens.
Mountain View will not go away. McHugh gets the handoff and fires over to Vermeer. Now over, it's swung to McHugh. McHugh tosses it inside a good row, bounces in, and the jump hook's good off glass. Nothing Collins could do to stop that shot. It's a minute and a half to go in overtime. Mountain View down 2. Watanabe with the ball for the Spartans. Watanabe crosses over again, feeds high post to Collins. Collins dribbles over to Yanaga. Yanaga left wing. Yanaga bouncing the ball. Yanaga over to Watanabe, around screen, pump fake, steps in, foul line, jumper, got it, and we're tied again.
I love this game, I love it.
This game, it seemingly will never end. Mendy around the screen, all the way to the bucket, no one cuts him off, and he lays it in. 56-54 in favor of Bellarmine. Inbound goes to Kastner against full court pressure, and he shovels it off to Watanabe.
Bellarmine's going with the fast-paced game, while Mountain View's going with a slow game. Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit different. Kastner layup won't go off the great feed from Collins, but a foul's called. And it's on Griffin Goodrow. He's fouled out of the game. Goodrow is just fouled out.
That's huge. We have a player who has fouled out of the game with that one. He's got 5 fouls. The coach will have 20 seconds to replace him, according to the rule book.
49.1 seconds to go in overtime. 56-54 favor of Bellarmine. Goodrow has fouled out, so he's still on the court for now, but he needs to come out of the game. And they will send in Jackson Jean to replace Goodrow. So it's right now Mendy, Jean, O'Hara, Vermeer, and McHugh on the floor for Bellarmine. If Kastner makes both of these, we will have a tie game once again. Each team in the double bonus. This is rims in, got the friendly bounce.
Laka.
56-55 in favor of Bellarmine. Free throw's good, And Kastner ties the game up with 2 made free throws. There's about a 14-second differential. Shot and game clock. Mendy will walk it into the front court. Tied at 56. Each team has scored 8 points in the overtime. McHugh gets the handoff. Over to Vermeer left wing. Vermeer holds. Vermeer looks. Vermeer over to Mendy. Over to Jean, right wing. Jean holds. Jean looks. Jean fires over to McHugh. McHugh tosses over to Mendy. Mendy holds. Mendy won't back it out. Now 8 to shoot. Mendy has to go with 6. Mendy steps back in the paint with 3. Fires one off, and he'll get bailed out with a foul call. And Mountain View can't believe it. It's Brian Kastner called for the foul. That's his 3rd. And 2 shots coming from Mendy, where he's only 3 for 6 tonight.
Blair that was a bad shot to foul him on. I mean, he wasn't going to make that probably.
Running in the first free throw is Mendy. So right now it's a 1 point Bellarmine lead, trying to make it 2 points. It's key now that Kastner and Collins box out, not allow an offensive rebound, as they do. As they don't, don't allow an offensive rebound. Wang the offensive board. They'll go. Kastner with it. He'll now try to back it out. 10 seconds to go. Wanabe. They're not calling a timeout with 6. They need something. Wanabe around the screen. Wanabe open for 3 in the win.
Oh my! Oh, they're rushing the court.
Oh, big shot. They win by 2.
Ooh, mama.
What a game!
Oh, we get the good ones.
59.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. All right, they're trying to set up a play here. The coach is trying to tell him. Watanabe's just dribbling at him. He doesn't know what the play call is. He's asking what it is. He drives it, gets past the player. Nobody's there. He's off balance. It bounces around forever and goes in.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game and a fantastic finish. Fantastic tournament.
Here comes
we saw
the trophies.
so many great games here in this tournament, and it just culminated with an overtime game. Mountain View against Bellarmine. Mountain View comes out on top on the game-winning 3 by James Watanabe. Final score is Mountain View 59, Bellarmine 57. Producer and director for tonight's game was Bobby Chastain. Cameras Tim Erskine, Ted Melke, Luis Costa, and Alex Lowe. And a special thanks to Cupertino High School for making this broadcast possible. Now for James Brewer and the rest of our KMVT crew, I'm Andrew Fury saying so long from Cupertino High School, where the championship game was a great one. Mountain View upsets Bellarmine in overtime, 59 to 57.
Third best team in the Cupertino shootout is the Cupertino Pioneers.